What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the RAS Project, the show where you will learn how to thrive and grow in every aspect of life and business using real, raw, and 100% no bullshit proven tactics. My name is Ivan Temelkov, and I hope that you weren't expecting anybody else. I am excited to be back, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're going to talk about unethical business and how it will cost you quite possibly your entire business. Make sure you stay tuned in for an exclusive story that illustrates in detail why this topic is so important to business. We are live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, and Twitter. Excuse me, correction, we are not live on Instagram, but we are live everywhere else. And the reason the podcast has been limping for over a month is because of what I'm about to share with you. And we're back in the saddle, ready to rock. And I have an amazing story that I want to share with you guys. If you haven't subscribed to the RAS Project, you can do so on any platform of your choice. Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, we are everywhere. And you can also watch the live stream of every episode on Mondays and Fridays at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1800 GMT by going to ivantemelkov.com / podcast. And I'm checking on something real quick here because I was having some technical difficulties with this whole live stream situation, some of the equipment, some of the setup that we had needed to change it. And what I'm about to tell with you guys is why everything has been kind of a fucking hodgepodge for the last month, to be honest with you. But I'm so excited to be back. So excited to bring a fresh episode of the podcast. And today is it. This is a topic that is very important to me. Very, very important to me. And should be extremely important to you as well, as a small business owner and just as a fucking human being, really. And that is ethics. Why does ethical business matter? Well, it matters because doing what's right matters. Doing what's wrong will cost you. It'll cost your business. It'll cost your reputation. And this is something that I'm a wholeheartedly believe in, something that I have strived to operate my business under, and it's time that we talk about it. And I'll tell you why. I want to share a story with you that really caused me to kind of fall behind for over a month because of unethical business. But let's define what ethics are more specifically before we dive into the story, and I'll share with you more about my experience, and hopefully you'll be able to draw some conclusions from that and compare it to see if you're doing ethical business. And let's define ethics first, though. Okay, what are ethics? Well, ethics are more principles that govern a person's behavior in the way that they conduct an activity. So in business, right, when you operate, you operate as a business, as a brand, it's important to follow an ethical approach. And that ethical approach is a derivative of the moral principles that you abide by as a human being. At least that's what I'm led to believe. That is how I've strived to operate my business, my digital marketing agency, Razor Sharp Digital, and any other business that I've worked for that matter, in the way that I've conducted business. So, for instance, with my digital marketing agency, Razor Sharp Digital, we have 9 core values that we abide by to conduct business that adhere to an ethical approach, right? And these 9 core values are: 1, being yourself; 2, deliverability; 3 is integrity; 4 is people; 5 is impact; 6 is disruption; 7 is empathy; 8 is accountability; and 9 is Consistency. I'm a firm believer that you got to have strong core values and beliefs in your business in the same way that you conduct your personal life, because your business is an extension of you, of who you are. I've talked about this many times before, that people do business with people they like and trust and they see value in. So who you are as a person, how you conduct yourself, the morals, the ethics that you abide by are going to extend into your business. So if you're a complete fucking asshole, chances are your business is going to struggle. Because if you're doing unethical business, you're just looking for a quick bang, you want to get rich quick. That's just not going to happen for a lot of different reasons. And I want to talk a little bit about, the 9 core values, and why I've established these 9 core values from an ethical standpoint, and how you should apply values and ethics in your own business. Well, our first value is being yourself. I'm a firm believer that it's important for people to be themselves, to be non-judgmental, okay? And see if people have value to bring to the table, because you never know. As a small business owner, if there's something that I've learned, is just that to be a lifelong learner, and there's people out there who can teach me things that I don't know. So allowing people to be themselves is a freedom of expression. Deliverability, doing what you say you're going to do and just delivering on that, period. Integrity, you got to have a moral standard. People, well, business is about people. Okay? If you don't understand this, then you're probably struggling in your business for that very reason, or you're about to go out of business, because business is about people. It's people helping other people. It's that simple, and that's why we have that as a core value. Impact, you have to want to create impact, because we need change in the world. And from a business perspective, you'll have to create impact that's going to help advance other brands, other businesses, in a good way, obviously, in a positive way, to help them grow and thrive. Disruption. Now more than ever, there's a necessity for disruption, because that is where innovation comes from. And we, as a digital marketing agency, are firm believers of that. Everything that we do, we strive for a disruptive approach. You know, Sometimes one of the things that I have noticed is that some clients that we'll work with, they don't see the value in disruption. They don't. It's new to them. They've never done it before. It's foreign. But disruption is necessary for innovation. That is how the growth thrives. That is how the world, the business marketplace, thrives and grows, in part, is because of disruption and innovation. And that is why we have that as a core value. Empathy. I mean, what can I say about that? Honestly, being empathetic about the state of other people will actually help you grow and scale your business. And that's just being ethical about it. Accountability, you know what? Just taking responsibility, good and bad. That's the right thing to do. And then consistency. Consistency builds trust. This is something that we talk a lot about with all of our marketing endeavors, the way we build relationships with clients, with current clients, with new clients, because consistency helps build trust. For instance, if you show up on a regular basis in people's feeds on social media over a period of time, then you're building a trend, you're building a pattern. And if you build that pattern, that consistent pattern, people will learn to trust you. And if they can trust you, then they'll pay you money in exchange for value, for goods and services. Now, I just want to elaborate on those 9 core values, because they're so core to how we conduct ethical business. It's extremely, extremely, extremely important. But now let me get to the punch. All right. Let me get to the story of what I wanted to share with you guys of how not to conduct ethical business, what unethical business looks like. So, about a month and I would say 6 weeks ago at this point. 6 weeks ago, I came down to my office and I noticed that the screen on my laptop was completely black. And then after I looked closer, I noticed that the laptop had actually shut itself down. And that seemed a little strange because usually the laptop goes to sleep when I walk away from my desk. And this is a MacBook Pro, by the way, which this is my third MacBook Pro that I have. And so I thought that was a little strange. So immediately, I looked around. I tried to restart the laptop and it just wouldn't restart. So that's when I knew that there was a problem. So the very first thing that I did is I called up Mac HQ, which is the closest authorized Apple reseller, to see if it could help me diagnose the issue that I was having with this MacBook. Now, mind you, I've bought three refurbished MacBook Pros. There's actually one that I still have. It's a 2009 version. It doesn't have enough memory on it, but it still keeps running. I've bought one for one of my employees, which she's still using to this day. And I've bought one which I currently use for myself. So three refurbished MacBook Pros, and I didn't have any problems until this third MacBook Pro. So after taking this laptop to Mac HQ to get it diagnosed, come to find out is that basically the entire bottom, of the laptop was fried. The logic board, the motherboard, the battery, basically everything needed to be replaced. We're talking about $1,600 worth of damage here, right? So my first reaction was, okay, well, let me check and see if I have warranty on this laptop, because the second refurbished laptop that I had purchased, they both came with a 12-month 100% warranty. Anything happens to a laptop, I just basically send it in and they'll take care of it. So the place where I purchased this laptop that I'm currently using, I went back to, needless to say, it says that I have a full warranty until November of 2021. So, here it is. It was actually late July. I'm like, okay, great. I have a warranty. I'll let them know that, I went into Mac HQ and I had the laptop diagnosed because at that point I was needing some data. I was trying to figure out what the problem is. And, so they could tell me, what next steps are. And so when I inquired about the warranty, they said, well, because you had your laptop diagnosed elsewhere, you just voided your warranty. My initial reaction was like, wait, what the fuck? What do you mean I voided my warranty? I have a full warranty. And there's no fine print or nothing. In fact, I didn't have any kind of a document other than on my purchase order, it said that I had a full warranty for the laptop. Right? So after going back and forth for about a week and exchanging communication from the place where I purchased this refurbished a laptop, come to find out that, first of all, they would not honor the full warranty that I had. Two, they presented me with some kind of a bullshit fine print that was non-existent at the time of purchase of this piece of equipment. And three, they kept denying that they would actually replace the laptop and handle the problem. Now, fourth, what was even worse is that when I had the laptop diagnosed at Mac HQ, which is the quote unquote third party, you know, uh, company here that I shouldn't have taken the laptop to get diagnosed, they told me that the main reason why the laptop malfunction is because there was an improper battery swap on it in a laptop that has a non-removable battery, and even worse, it looks like the old battery was wrapped in electrical tape. So all in all, the place where I bought the the laptop, the refurbisher, fucked up, did something they weren't supposed to do, and they did not take accountability for it. And they denied the warranty, which they issued a full warranty with no disclosures or anything, and thus far leaving me with $1,600 worth of repair, out of pocket repair. Now, at this point, I was absolutely frustrated, right? I had paid over $2,000 for a laptop, which granted was refurbished in mint condition, that was not working. And even more so, I had to pay another $1,600 to get this laptop fixed before I would actually get back, in working order and get back up to speed. Now, mind you, at this point in time, I was in the middle of work when this laptop became dysfunctional. I was frustrated. I couldn't do work for clients. I was running behind and still kept running behind. So, the reason I'm telling this story for you guys is to draw your own conclusion of how you should not conduct business. If you're just trying to take money from people without delivering and then being accountable on the promises that you make, I can tell you that in due time, you're going to be completely out of business. And so the very first thing I did is I left a very shitty, nasty review for this refurbisher, who I hadn't used before. This was a different refurbisher that I purchased this third laptop from. And I left a shitty review is because that is not how you conduct business. If you make a promise on something, you don't go back on that promise. You need to deliver on what you promised on. And they gave me a full warranty. And so in the full warranty, there was no fine print. There was no print whatsoever other than anything happens to the laptop, you send it back to us and we'll take care of you. That is literally what the full warranty dictated. That wasn't the case though. And so after I left the nasty review, there was a period of about a week where I was using my old laptop, which is extremely slow, but I was trying to make ends meet until I could actually figure out what I wanted to do with this laptop. Now, mind you, I had a lot of data. I had the data unloaded into a backup because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this laptop. And to keep a long story short, I ended up spending the $1,600 to get my laptop fixed, not with the refurbisher where I originally purchased it from, but with Mac HQ, who is an authorized Apple reseller. And they assured me that all of the parts that would go into this laptop, which is a powerhouse of a fucking machine, by the way, are 100% genuine, authentic Apple parts. There's no generics here. That made me feel good. That made me feel good because they stepped up to the plate and they said, you know what? We'll take care of you. We also give you a warranty, which they do. Also, just bring it in. We'll take care of you. Now, that is how you conduct ethical business. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Don't go back on your promises. Don't change the standard that you've set by. And this is why I'm not going to buy another refurbished laptop from this refurbisher. I will buy one from another refurbisher, but not these guys, because they're conducting unethical business. All they were looking for is I spent money with them and that's it. And that's all they care about. They don't care about the maintenance. They don't care about the serviceability of the equipment. If anything happens, if anything goes wrong. And that's fucked up. If you say that you're going to do something, if you say that, we got you covered no matter what, which is what they basically said in my warranty, then you better fucking do it. Do not create empty promises for your customers, because if you do, it's only a matter of time before it backfires on you. And that is the difference. The difference is not that I'm not going to buy a refurbished piece of equipment from another refurbisher. I'm just not going to buy one from these guys because they didn't honor their promise. And your promise is your promise. If you say you're going to do something, you better do it. And that's accountability also. That's a core value that I mentioned within my digital marketing agency, Razor Sharp Digital. We wholeheartedly 100% believe in accountability, whether it's our fault or not. Because that is how you do business. If you make a promise, you've got to adhere to that promise. And that is why I wanted to share this story with you, because I'm going to be honest with you. In the marketing space, there's a lot of bullshit right now. A lot of bullshit, a lot of snake oil. But as a result, it's creating a lot more opportunities to talk with people Because 99% of the time when we work with clients on their social media, website needs, video, just digital marketing endeavors, we hear a lot of that. We hear how someone made promises and didn't deliver, you know? And I don't want to be that person. You shouldn't be that person. Do not strive to make a quick buck. Do not strive to get rich quick. Do not strive to fuck people over. It's not going to go over well. And I'm talking about intentionally doing these things. Because if you do them, it's only a matter of time before people get a whiff for your mantra and who you are and how you conduct business. And then it's actually going to cost your entire business. Now, many of you, probably those of you who haven't been following me for too long, don't know the fact that the core values that I mentioned with my digital marketing agency, Razor Sharp Digital, are a derivative of who I am as a person. Your business is an extension of you. So the person that you are will be exemplified in the business that you try to run, in the way you conduct business with other people, the way you sell your products, your services. The biggest takeaway that you should get out of this episode of the RAS Project is to conduct ethical business that adheres to your moral principles as a person. Because those moral principles will invoke the actions that you take and the way that you service your clients. Enough with the bullshit. Take care of people. Deliver on what you say you're going to deliver on. Be accountable when you need to be accountable. So that is really all that I want to share with you guys on this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, if you haven't subscribed to the RAS Project, what the fuck are you waiting for? All over on your favorite podcast platform of choice, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google. You can watch the live video stream, which is this right now, at ivantemelkov.com/podcast on Mondays and Fridays, starting at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1800 GMT. And let me know what you think about this. In the comments below. If you're listening, if you enjoyed the podcast, make sure you drop a review. I would greatly appreciate it. And I hope you guys are having an amazing Monday. I'm stoked to be back up and running. Thank you so much for tuning in. Your time and attention is important to me. I hope I brought some value to you. And until next time, peace out.